Hello, yes, welcome Rams fans to another edition of the Rams Writer podcast with me, your host Simon. We're back for another episode. Hope everyone's doing well. So, as you can see, I'm quite upbeat, which probably is a bit weird, but hey, it's football, innit? So, obviously, Derby County played Cardiff the other night. Didn't really get the result we wanted, even though I think, in my opinion, deserved it. I think we played well enough to get 3 points rather than the draw that we got. However, positives we'll take. Got shots on target, created chances, scored. Unfortunately, we conceded. So we'll go over that though. So obviously, in my previous vlog, I sort of, if I could ask for one thing, it would to be get off on a good start. So whether that was like a crunching tackle or a good shot on target, and we got a goal. 7 minutes. Some good work from Dwayne Holmes returning in midfield. Another positive. That's what I like to see. It's where we all like to see him in midfield, not at right back, but in midfield. We're getting forward into the Cardiff box, causing a bit of a melee, couple of shots, maybe a shout for handball against Derby, wasn't given. And then eventually, Scott Malone tucked it away from 6 yard. Ran off, banging his chest on the Rams badge. Fist pumping the crowd, clearly that meant a lot to him, If he could repay the crowd back for his poor performances of this season so far, I think that was probably the best way that he could do it. And to be honest, Malone on Friday, he didn't do much wrong, to be honest. I thought he had a decent game. He defended well enough, got forward plenty of times enough, so got balls into the box. So yeah, 7 minutes and Derby take the lead. Happy days, crowd are buzzing. There's a pretty decent atmosphere, to be honest. I mean, it helped with Cardiff fans. They were buzzing. They were chanting and giving it about 25 minutes before kickoff. So they were up for this game. But obviously, if you're at the ground or if you're not, if you weren't aware, we all got asked to evacuate the ground about half hour before kickoff. Nobody knew why. So, but apparently it was because there was a flare found in the away end. So, better safe than sorry, I suppose. So yeah. Anyway, back to the game. So I think it was about 18th minute, something like that. Derby had a shout for a penalty. Looked clear as day, to be honest. Wagon got the ball, edge of the box, bit of trickery, got clipped. I think it was by Flint. Went down and ref said no penalty. What? Looked clear as day, penalty to me. I'm sure that anybody watching at home would have seen that it was a clear penalty. I've seen replays since and it was definitely a penalty. Wagon's he's had his feet taken from under him. So how everyone in the ground saw that it was a penalty, apart from the referee, I have no idea. So a bit disappointed, but then it got worse. Sean Morrison, big long throw into the box. This is literally about a minute after. And then it went a bit scrappy, and then ball fell to, I think, Glatzel, the Cardiff striker, and he went down. From my first view, I thought, nah, it's never a penalty. He's just flopped under. He's felt Kira behind him and flopped. However, looking at the replay, I think it was a penalty. He's felt contact. Kira's had a handful of shirt. He's not done a great deal, but it's one of them. You're a striker. You feel contact in a box. You're going to go down. And he did. So if that was Wagon or Marriott that had happened to, we'd be screaming penalty. The fact that the ref had just denied us one, I think was a bit of a kick in the teeth, really. So, but Glatzel steps up, scores. Keeper goes right way, but it's too much power in the shot. He's not getting that. It was right in the corner as well. It was a good penalty, in fairness. And then the game sort of went not scrappy, but it was a bit, no one really dominating. I can't really recall Cardiff having many chances in the first half, to be honest. After that, but then neither Derby as well. It was, I think, what we tried to do at one point, once it scored, was just knock it around ourselves, just keep possession, just keep ourselves. Because sometimes when you concede a goal, you can then obviously try and chase and get a goal straight away, and then it come back to bite on the arse. But you know, we look to control the game a bit, slow it down a bit, and that's fine. I don't mind that, you know, for 5 minutes. Just get yourself back in control. Don't let Cardiff get on top. And we thought we did that well. And then it went a bit scrappy and balls were going in the air and head tennis and all that. But yeah, and I think 1-1 at half time is probably, it's probably a fair result, you know. But like I said, Cardiff for me didn't look dangerous. You know, they just had one option, and that was just ping it forward. That was about it. That's all it felt like. There was not really any intricate play or anything like that. Typical, you know, I suppose typical Neil Warnock sort of style. Just lump it, get it in the attacking areas, and try and nick a goal. Usually set pieces. You know, Derby are getting a bit of a reputation of being poor at defending set pieces, and so they've got a long throw as well, which didn't help. But other than that, no, absolutely fine. So second half, I think in my view, I think Cardiff started a little bit on top. I think we let them get too much of the ball in the second half, but then we started to get back into it. Jack Marriott, inches away from giving us the lead. Took a shot, must be about 23, 24 yards, edge of the D from the edge of the box. He's inches, he's clipped the top of the bar. God, that was unlucky. I thought that was in as soon as he hit that, and to see it at the bar was a bit frustrating. And then the best chance, really, I think, fell to Waggle. I think it was Holmes who played him through. He's held off a couple of defenders, and you think, he's just got to keep the beat, stick it in the bottom corner, mate. But I think he's trying to go under the keeper, and the keeper's managed to get his arse to it and saved it. And that was our best chance, and that for me is unfortunate. But it's just at the moment where the rub of the green at the moment seems to be going against us. I think last season, Waggy bags that. No problem. It's a couple of chances he's missed now. We'll forget the penalties that he's missed. I'm on about, there was a one-on-one with Jack Butland against Stoke. He's tried to dink it over him. Made a cock-up of it. Could have been 3-2, game over. And then there was obviously this one, you know, where he's just not connected really. Looking back at it, he couldn't quite get it out of his feet, and he couldn't get a good swing on it. So I think he just sort of toe-bunged it, and it just, yeah. It was a bit of it's an open keeper. He's managed to get a bit of a good save on it. But other than that, really, I think 5 minutes from time, there's a bit of a half chance, really. Yokozuna had just come on, got played through into the box, laid it off to Marriott. Marriott whips it in, and Lawrence, I think, no, it was about 10 minutes, sorry, from the end. And then Lawrence has he's tried to get something on it, and he's just put it over the bar. But other than that, really, that was about it. And then Cardiff's best chance came in the second half as well. A header cleared off the line by not Bielik, Matt Clark. So that was a bit of a close call, to be honest. Just cross came in. Roos came out to get it. He had to, I suppose, and got headed past him. Then another header, and Matt Clark got his big long legs and managed to clear off the line. So that was their chance, I suppose. But for me, Derby dominated that second half, and probably should have got a win, to be honest. I was frustrated, and I wasn't angry or disappointed. Well, yeah, disappointed slightly, but I wasn't angry or think, it's awful, stuff like this, cockoo out, all that stuff. No, it wasn't me. That's not me anyway. But I wasn't disappointed with the performance. I thought it was a good performance. I thought it was a lot better than we have played in the previous games before the international break. So for me, that was a good thing, very good thing, very positive thing. There's obviously, we could. A couple of tweaks, a couple of things we can work on, just, final ball, etc. But other than that, no, it's great. And then my highlight of the night was seeing Chris Martin in the 18. You'll know I'm a big fan of Chris Martin. I've been over it many times. I don't need to tell you why again. But him coming on and trying his little flicks and things like that, it's just great to see. It really is great to see. I know, you can say he's not the same Chris Martin. I know he's not. I'm not stupid. I'm not daft. But he gives us another option. At the moment, we've got Marriott and Waghorn playing up, we've got no striker on the bench at the moment. So Chris Martin, whether you like him, whether you hate him, he will be in that 18. Listen to Koku's interview afterwards, and he would tell you how goddamn hard Chris Martin has worked to get back in this first team squad. And he's earned that place. Look at him. He's lost loads of weight. Yeah, that probably hasn't helped with the colitis, I think it was, that he's had. But he's got over that. He's got himself fit. You know, let's not. And I'm not saying he had colitis this year. We had it last year. So let's not. Let's not say, oh, he had 40 appearances or whatever last year, got 2 goals or something daft like that. It's crap, all this bollocks. No, he was recovering from a bad illness last year. That's what was happening with Chris Martin. That's why he wasn't putting in the performances. He was getting over it, but he's got himself fit. You know, Koku says he's one of the hardest working players on the training ground. He's a great character to have on the training ground. So, you know, I know he's got his bad rep of falling over and stuff. You know, he got the ball at his feet, he got nudged in the back and actually tried to stay on his feet. You know, and the ovation that he got when he came on, a standing ovation, the biggest cheer of the night, it still shows us that there's a heck of a lot of people that still fancy Chris Martin, still rate him, still think he can do a job. So now it's his time to prove it. You know, and we've got a thing at Derby. We like getting our players back. I get that. You know, I'm sure it's the same with every other team. You know, but let's just give the guy credit. Let's give him credit for getting himself back, because Lampard wasn't interested in him. Gary Rowett wasn't interested in him, or he had him on the bench and he scored a couple of goals for him, but then he still wasn't interested in him. So maybe Koku is interested in him, because Koku likes to play with a hold-up man. That's how he did it at PSV. He had a big centre forward, the balls got played into. So Chris Martin can get more than 5 minutes and start getting 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, showing what he can do and what he can bring to the squad. He might be starting, and he might be that other option. I'm not saying he's going to start, but if you think about it, we've got runners like Dwayne Holmes, we've got Marriott that likes to, he likes to play with someone else up top, even Waghorn, maybe even Lawrence and Jozefzoon if they're on, or Bennett. Got plenty of people that can get forward. Patterson, Dowell, even. I know he was on. Was he on the? Yeah, I think he was on the bench. Yeah, he was on the bench on Friday, so he got dropped because he's been poor. We all know that. I've discussed this. But even he could get more involved. So it's just all it is. It's another option. So let's be open to that option and start going, oh, we're living in the past, etc. No, we're not. You know, we haven't got money to spend on players. That's why we've loaned 3-4 players, whatever it is. We haven't got that money. We've got to use what we've got. We've got to utilise and get the best out of what we've got, you know. So let's just get behind the boys, because Saturday, Leeds United, Ellen Road, need I say more? They are going to need our support 100%. Now, don't get me wrong. I've seen, comments and stuff on social media about Saturday, and obviously a lot of you aren't expecting a win. I guarantee you, I know if you're on Twitter and you follow Stare35, he always puts a poll on Saturday saying what's the result going to be, win, lose or draw. I guarantee you, probably for the first time in a long while, the highest percentage is going to be a lose, because I think that's what every Derby County fan is expecting. And I don't blame you. I don't, because I'm a bit, I'm a bit pessimistic about it. It's Leeds, it's away. We're not in the best of form at the moment, but I'm going to put this out there and say we can beat them, and here's why. I've just looked at their last 2 fixtures. They won 1-0. They won 2-0 against Barnsley, and then they won 1-0 the week before, I think. And then Stoke in the cup was Stoke. No, ignore that one. Yeah, Stoke in the cup. And here's why. Played Barnsley last weekend. It took a penalty in the 85th minute, I think it was, and then another goal in the 8.5 minute when obviously Barnsley were pushing forward, trying to get a goal to score. So they held them out for 85 minutes, and I've not seen the penalty, whether it was dubious or not. I've heard it was dubious, but whatever. But they seem to be getting late goals at the moment. Swansea took them all the way and got a late goal against them. They are beatable. They're not, they're not this. They are bigged up as a massive club and all this. They should be in the Premier League. Behave. You're not in the Premier League because you don't deserve to be in it. You're not good enough to be in it. If you get promoted, you get promoted. If you don't, you don't. If you're in the Championship for a reason, you're not good enough. You bottled it against us last season. End of. Get over it. So, if we can defend, and defend well, frustrate them, and maybe nick a 1-0 win, that would piss them off, I think, even more than if we battered them 3-0. They are beatable. And I said I'm pessimistic, but part of me thinks maybe we can do this. Maybe we can go to Ellen Road and get a win again. Last time I went to Ellen Road, we had a 4-2 thriller. Knocked them out the playoffs. So anything's possible. I know, like I said, I know we're not on the best run of form at the moment. We can't help that. It's just we just started badly, and let's come on, let's give Cocker a bit of slack here. He didn't have the best of pre-seasons. He came in last minute. He's had barely any time to look at his squad. I saw there was an article today saying he's a lot closer now to knowing his best 11. That's great. Some of the comments, people put, "Oh, he should know his best 11 by now." Why should he? Why should he know his best 11? At the end of the day, his best 11, one, right back, Bogle, injured. So we can't get his best 11 out. We're using Max Lowe as right back. He's left-footed. He tries to defend on the wrong foot. That penalty against West Brom that he conceded. Fair enough, it wasn't a penalty, but if he's right-footed, he goes in with his right foot, not his left. So if he goes in with his if he goes in with his right foot, the player can't dive. Because he went with his left, the player could make it out like he got tripped and dived. Against Cardiff, there were so many opportunities that we managed to suck everything over to the left-hand side and leave acres of space on the right. They were screaming out for our right back to get forward and whip a ball in to the box. Didn't happen because Lowe hasn't got that confidence on his right foot to do that. He has to check back onto his left and put an in-swinging ball in. We are missing Jayden Bogle massively. And we need him fit ASAP. So he can't pick his best 11. Again, then that's the issue then. Does Malone keep his place at left back? Because he's starting to, if he carries on performing like he did against Cardiff and improves on that, it's going to be hard for Max Lowe to get in at left back. So there's going to be competition there, and that's what you want. So we have been plagued with injuries. It's not, we can't pick his best 11 because one of them's out. At the end of the day, his best 11 is probably Roos in goal. I don't care what people are saying. Yeah, Roos in goal. Hamer, what we've seen him in 1 game, 2 games. He's not. He got 3 put past him against Forest. Yeah, granted, there's probably nothing he could do about him, but he didn't have to do anything else apart from that, really. So we can't say put Hamer in goal after 2 appearances where he's conceded 3 goals. No. Roos will be in goal. The thing is about Roos, people say he doesn't come for crosses. He came for a cross. And I heard him shout, "Keeper's ball." And Kira headed it out of his hands. So, he can't win. Because he's coming for crosses and his captain's heading it out of his hands, not listening. And if he don't come for crosses, the fans are on his back because he's not coming for crosses. He can't win. Can't do anything, can he? No. But I'll leave it at that. So yeah, that's fine. Roos in goal. Bogle at right back. Keogh, Clark, your centre backs. And then you've got to have a choice of Max Lowe or Malone. At the moment, I would say Lowe because he's been more consistent, even though he's been on the wrong side. He has been good. He's looking like a decent player now. He's looking a lot stronger. His defending, even though he's on his weaker side, he's still managing to do something. And then is he going with two defending midfielders or one? If he goes with one, you got to look at Bielik as one of the CDMs. If he's going with one and going 4-3-3, you're going Bielik. your two centre mids, who are you going? Because Holmes is the only one for me that's shining. Because technically, you would have thought, yeah, it would have been Holmes and Dowell in there. But who? Dowell's not been doing anything. It's been poor. And then obviously left wing you go Lawrence, right, Waghorn, Marriott centre. But Marriott cannot play that holding role. He wants to get off the shoulder. He wants to get balls played through to him so he can score. So that's what Marriott wants. So either Kaku's got to adapt to different style. I've got to change the formation around and bring someone like Chris Martin involved. If you're going to play two central defenders, two central defensive midfielders, you stick Bielik and Huddleston in there. You stick Lawrence on the left, Marriott in as the 10, and Waghorn out on the right, and Martin up top. 4-2-3-1. There you are. It's simple. We did it under Gary Rowett, and it worked. We had Vidra playing off Nugent, and it worked. Why can't Jack Marriott play off Chris Martin? It might just work. Or if you're not going to start Martin, put Waghorn at the top there. But then who do you put on the wings? You put Patterson, Yozavzoon. He's a good impact sub. Let's give him that. He's probably not the best doing it for 90 minutes, but as an impact sub, he's spot on. Run at tired defences. So there is options. So yes, Koku doesn't know his best 11, but he's not had the chance to sort of find out that best 11 yet. So again, it's work in progress. And this is what this season is all about. It's a work in progress. Having very little funds, trying to bring youth through. That's what he's been tasked with. Promotion is not a priority this season. I know we all want that, but let's just be real here. I'm a bit of a realist. I try to be. We've had 5-6 years now trying to get out of this division where we finished playoffs or at least top 8, and we failed. Okay. I saw someone on Facebook earlier on mention, we need money, we need investment, we need to buy our way out of the league. So any way you can do it. Well, Norwich didn't buy their way out of the league, did they? No. Sheffield United didn't buy their way out of the league. I think they were one of the smallest budgets in the league and they still got out. So it's not always about investment. It's about patience, time, building a squad that can fit what you're trying to do and get it done. So, promotion won't be a priority. I've heard people saying we're in a relegation fight. We won't. We're not one of the worst 3 teams in this league. We're not, by a mile. We've just got off to a bad start. Teams can do that. But they can turn things around. Derby normally get off to a mediocre start, followed by a purple patch, followed by a shit February, followed by a good run in at the end of the season. Maybe it's going to be different this season. Maybe we're going to have a crap start, then absolutely railroad the rest of the season. That'd be fantastic. We'll all love that. Or we're just going to be bitting and bobbing, maybe finish mid-table, whatever. We've had a season where, okay, fair enough, we're not had the best season, but we've still got our manager. We can go again. We can build for another season where the players are going to be, familiar with what Koku wants. Koku's going to know his squad inside and out. He's going to know where he needs replacements, who he needs to replace, So he's going to have a full pre-season with them. And I know, obviously, he came in at the start of pre-season. However, let's get one thing clear. Yeah, the pre-season may start, end of July, start of August. But Koku had no chance to scout new players, whatever. He said he wouldn't go abroad. Now, maybe that was Liam Messina talking about that because, Koku didn't really know the championship that well. So maybe it seems like, well, why don't we just get players that are, who know the championship or know English football at least before we look at obviously the foreign markets. I know it can work, but not when you've had limited time to sort of, train them up and get to know them and stuff like that. So January might be big regarding players coming in. We might get, I know we've got Rooney coming in, but we might get another 1 or maybe 2 players to improve us. And then we finish the season, like I say, hopefully, at worst we'll finish mid-table, maybe down to about 14th. It doesn't matter. We've heard transition. We've heard that a hell of a lot over the last few seasons, but this transition has always gone for us fighting playoffs. Then losing our manager is what it's felt like. So why not have something different? Why not have a season where it's a bit and then we go next season. Then we really push for promotion next season, whether that be an investor coming in and, like you say, buying our way out of the league, which I doubt we're going to, but allows us to buy a couple of players of good quality players that could possibly replace the likes of Mount, Wilson, Tomori. Again, like I said, they're Premiership players now, so it's going to be tough. But you get what I'm saying. That player that is going to change things. Well, we've got Bielik, who, for me, CDM role on Friday was immense. Tackling, running forward the ball. He took players on, and then it was weird. There was 1 minute where he managed to run about 20, 30 yards, and he was looking for a pass, and there was no one there for him. It was almost as if the players didn't think he was getting through. He did. It was like, oh shit, I need to do something now. So he looks a quality signing. Which is good because, and this is Tom Huddleston's last season. Now we know what Tom Huddleston possesses. He's not got legs. He's never had legs. He can spray a ball, but he's got to. Now he's not got the legs. He's got someone around him in Bielik who has got the legs. He can tackle. He can spray a ball as well. So Tom Huddleston's got to be on his best game now, all the time, when it comes to picking out a pass. He's got to be that creative midfielder that is going to pick out that pass to create us a chance, to get us a goal. I mean, you look at Malone's goal. It was Huddleston that was inside the box having a shot that caused the keeper to make a save that went to bounce to Waggle and played it to Roman and Roman put it home. So it can be done. So yeah. So I've gone. Well, I've just ranted really, and I thought, hey, it's what we're like, don't we? But yeah, no. So again, let's just all we can do is take every game as it comes. Let's not be on Koku's back. Or is Koku the clan and cockhead, whatever. What's the point of that? He's a top manager. I'm sure some people, if we had someone like Mourinho in and he were going for a bad patch, I'm sure we'd jump on him and go, he's a shit manager, sack him, and behave. Come on. You don't win trophies if you're a poor manager, regardless of what league it is. It just doesn't happen. Guy was a top player and he's a top coach, he's a top manager. We've just got to stick by him, be patient, and just take it one game at a time. That is all we can do as Derby fans at the moment. So we bring on Leeds on Saturday. We travel to Ellen Road. It's going to be another Viper pit like it was in the playoffs. It's going to be like that. They're going to want revenge. And Derby have got to step up again. That means they've got to go at them. You go at Leeds, they'll crumble. They did that in the playoffs. They crumbled because we went at them, and we went at them, and we went at them. And the people that played in that playoffs, like your Keoghs, like your Holmes, like your Marriotts, they have got to get on that front foot. They've got to tackle. They've got to press. And they've got to have the confidence and the bollocks to think, yeah, you know what, we can win this game. This isn't Bielsa versus Lampard anymore. This is Bielsa versus Koku. This is a manager, Koku, who has won a heck of a lot more than Bielsa. Despite the fact that Bielsa is talked up as one of the best coaches, he has won absolutely diddly squat. I think he's won a gold medal and maybe a league in Argentina once. That is it. So, we've seen with Leeds, they have their weaknesses. I think we gave them too much respect when we went to Ellen Road. Well, after they beat us 4-0 at home, I'll let that one go because I don't think Lampard was ready for that. That was a learning curve. We went to Ellen Road and lost 2-0. Again, I think we gave them too much respect, in fairness. Then we went to Ellen Road in the playoff finals, in the playoff semi-finals, and we didn't give them any respect. We went, no, this is our game. This is ours for the taking. We want this more. That's what we're going to be like on Saturday. It's 12:30 kickoff. You know, so if you go in, get behind the boys. Because that's what you did last time. Because the fans played a massive, massive part last season at Ellen Road. And they're going to have to play it again. Derby will feed off that. They fed off that on Friday night. And they'll feed off it again on Saturday. Let's go there. Let's shut the Leeds fans up. All that marching on together crap. We're here to see Leeds win. No, you're here. You're going to see him lose. Because Derby are coming for you. You know, I said on my last show that Cardiff was possibly a must-win game. You know what? Scratch that. It wasn't a must-win game. We got a performance out of Derby. We need that, and we need to up it another 20% maybe. We can bring that to Leeds and a bit more, and we'll win. They will fold. You know, you take out Bamford. You're taking out their focal point of attack. You know, so if Bamford's got Keogh and Clark on him, you take their option out. Because that's where the ball will be going all the time. They'll be looking for Bamford, they'll be looking for Bamford. You know, if they start in Ketcher, the guy is a poacher, he's a Jack Marriott. 6 yards out, he'll score. Keep him away from the goal, he'll be quiet. He doesn't create chances. He's a good player. I ain't going to deny that. He's a good player. He's a good young player. And he'll in and around the box, he's lethal. So we've got to keep him out of that box. So we've got to go for it. You know. Hopefully, what happens is Cocker realises how badly he messed up. I swore then. He messed up at the Forest Cup game. And hopefully he doesn't do that again. And you know, hopefully this can be a bit of payback, you know, and a bit of apology if we go out there and give Leeds hell and win, take 3 points, embarrass them again in their own backyard, because that will piss them off for the rest of the season. And you know what? A win at Ellen Road really will kickstart our season, because you go there and you win. That's it. Your confidence is up here. It is sky high. So there is no need to fear. And that's why we've got to be fearless. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. If you're on my podcast, thank you for listening. That's on iTunes, on Spotify. Any others you want to know, I'll let you know, because it's on quite a few. If you're watching on YouTube, I've got 35 subscribers. Come on, let's get it up. Please. I would love it if you subscribe. If you enjoy this content, give me a like, give me a comment, subscribe. And you know what, guys? I will see you next time. Thank you so much, everyone. Love you all. Come on, Derby!